Welcome to Sharing My Truth with Mel and Suzie, the uncensored version, where we bear it all.
We do.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sharing My Truth Pod. You're here with Mel and Suzie, and thank you so much for tuning in to us today. Here's a sweet little friendly reminder to give this podcast a 5-star review wherever you're listening to it. We really, really appreciate it so much. And you can go to Share My Truth Pod at any of our socials where you can DM us any of your truths. We want you to share your truths with us so you might even be on the pod. You know, you might get Mel's advice, you might get my advice, you might not even want our advice, but you just want to hang out with us and talk to us. We want that. You guys can also go to sharemytruth.com where you can send us a voicemail, you can send us an email about any larger stories that you guys want our opinion on. We can't wait to hear from you. Hey, babe.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm good. That was very good.
Thank you. I try not to take a breath. I try to
It's impressive.
see how much I can hold my breath
It's impressive.
and then say it.
It's impressive.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Getting pretty good at it
You
after
are.
this 200th episode or whatever this is.
Yeah.
If I was bad at it, we'd have a problem.
We would.
We'd have a
That's
little bit of a
very
problem.
true. Very true.
I just come back from Mexico.
Lucky you.
It's been a nice time.
I've been in drizzly Toronto.
I know.
It's just too much. Doesn't need to be drizzly here as well.
It's a bit much. Yeah, I was really hoping it would be nice. Because the week that I went, it was for a friend's wedding, which was lovely. But, you know, I was like, oh, I'm going to miss fun Toronto because it's starting to get nice. And apparently,
Didn't miss anything.
fuck no. Yeah,
But apparently it's coming. It's on the horizon, I think. Somebody told me. I'm
Well,
just going to hang on to that.
it's really, so it's actually reminded me, this is a quick little story before we start the episode. This reminded me of the first time I went to Mexico.
Yeah.
And this is when I was a teen. I'm not going to say how old I was. Let's just say I was 18 to be
Okay.
safe.
Let's say you're 18.
Let's say I was 18.
Yeah.
And I was with my other friend and her parents, actually. And I had snuck out of
Before you even started, it sounds so like you. Yeah.
me and my friend, we had met these two kind of men.
Yeah.
We'll call them men for this particular thing. And they were like two cute American boys.
Yeah.
And I got one of their numbers and I snuck out to go meet with him because he had a more fun hotel. And we were just at this cute little Airbnb thing. And yeah, the hookup was like one of the first like crazy things of my life.
Oh.
In Mexico, we were like in the pool.
Wow.
And we were in the hot tub, and then this little family comes by, and they're like, what the fuck is going on there?
Oh. A little rumpy pumpy in
Oh, it
the...
was a rumpy pumpy. But it wasn't so rumpy pumpy.
Right.
I think I just gave him a blowjob or something.
Oh, so that's fairly tame.
So it was totally fine, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like within the family eye of whatever little family that was. It was not great.
So is this your context from Mexico? Is that
This
what
is
you're
my
saying?
context in Mexico. My Mexico, yeah. I mean,
Party.
it just
Party
reminded, yeah, it just reminded me. I'm like, wow, Mexico is where all the fun things happen,
Oh.
you know? And then you kind of just leave it in Mexico.
Yes, it's like Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in
What
Vegas.
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
People take on a persona.
Yeah.
They definitely do in Vegas. People become somebody else.
No,
It's
they
kind of
do.
interesting.
And I'm still, what happens in Vegas, what happens in Mexico does not stay in Vegas because I still talk to this guy.
What happens in Mexico doesn't stay in Vegas. That would be tricky. Especially at the moment, there's probably a tariff on it. So. But we know what you meant.
No, I still talk to this guy.
Oh, that's funny. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
Oh, how nice. What a nice ending.
He's very nice, but yeah, it's really funny. He had a great dick. So if you're listening,
I'm very happy for him and his appendage.
it was a fun time. Maybe we should do it again soon.
Probably
Next
married now,
Mexico
isn't
trip. Yeah, he probably is married. Let's be honest. Okay, so this episode,
Right,
well,
what are
I
we
mean,
talking about?
well, it is kind of in like the pickup era, right?
Yes.
How did this guy pick me up? How
Yes.
did this even happen?
Yeah.
Was it because I was available, approachable,
Yes.
and he picked me up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. It is a subject that we are talking about because we talk about dating.
Yes,
although
we do.
I'm not dating and you are dating. I would like to reiterate that, everyone. But it doesn't matter what age you're dating, which is, I think, the point that we come at.
Yeah.
Whether you're your age or in your 30s or you're my age or in your 50s, whatever point in your life is, and you're single, like, how the fuck do you meet somebody?
Mhm.
And from our many conversations and episodes about this and conversations with people, because people ask us these questions all the time, it seems to be really, really difficult to meet somebody
Yeah.
and in real life.
Mhm.
Like, and the apps are one thing, but how do you meet in real life? And is there such a thing as, when you are in the real world,
Mhm.
making sure you are available and open to the possibility of somebody coming up to you and kind of chatting you up in a nice way, not in a creepy way? Because that used to be the way it was many years ago when I
Yeah.
was a young
Mhm.
person. And it has become, now everyone is so closed off because they're so terrified. They're so terrified of something weird happening.
Yeah.
Like there is a real kind of people are very closed off, and part of it is, and you mentioned this, that people walk around obsessively with fucking headphones in. As I
Yes.
say this with headphones on, but like they literally can't do anything without headphones
Without
on.
listening to music, without
Yeah.
like
Listening
listening
to
to a podcast.
But
Hello.
if you're listening to this podcast,
Yeah, you're
it's
fine.
okay.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think since I am the one dating and I see it all the time and I miss being, and I talk about this a lot, like I miss being approached and picked up. And I think the one thing that, and I'll talk about it as a woman, obviously. And then maybe we'll try to give some of the men some advice as to
Yes.
how to pick up women in this crazy day and age. But, like as a woman, I think, and if you're looking to get picked up, if you are
Yes.
if you are available
Yes.
and you're looking for a partner, if you want to find a partner, like not spontaneously, and you don't want to meet, you're tired of the apps, you have to make yourself available,
Yes.
and you
Yeah.
have to stop with the resting bitch face,
Yes.
and you have to stop wearing headphones in public.
Yeah.
There's so many things, like this is all obviously if you want to be approached.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women are like, we're so sick about being approached. And I'm like, when the fuck does anyone get approached anymore?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, and even if they were, like, I'm sorry, but it can't all be great. Like, the life isn't like
Yeah.
that. It's not always like the, perfect guy in your dreams is going to approach you. You have to be a little bit realistic
And I'm not
about
saying
this.
like a creepy guy like is coming up to you and like trying to like stop you from doing what you're doing. I'm saying like just a nice guy trying to start a conversation
Yeah.
and just having a nice polite conversation back. And if it turns into something great, and if it doesn't, you can move on with your day.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to ruin
No.
or whatever. Like
No.
just allow the possibility that this might just be a nice guy trying to start a conversation because he thinks you're kind of cute and he might want your number. And it's okay if you are available, then you can entertain it if you want to. And if you're not, you just politely say, I'm so sorry, have a boyfriend and I'm not interested, or
Yeah,
I'd rather just not be
exactly.
talked to. Like, don't be. I think there's also women who are just so not very nice about it.
Well, they're very defensive
Yes,
because
they
in
have
their
the guard up,
mind,
which
the
I
guard up.
understand.
Yeah, but
We wanna
they're also putting
Keep each other safe, but
Yeah, but they're also putting all men in one basket, which is not fair
Mhm.
because you shouldn't put all women. Like, every woman doesn't have a resting bitch face.
Mhm.
Some do, some don't. But if you want to meet somebody, it's kind of on you
Mhm.
to make yourself appear available. And I think because we live in this crazy social media, online, everything's available kind of world, somehow that hasn't transferred to real life.
Mhm.
Like, we seem to think like, well, you can go online when you feel like, yes, now I would like some sushi. Yes, now I would like to order my new shampoo from Sephora. Now I'd like to. So we think that we want it. Like, we go to our phone when we want it, if you see what I mean.
Mhm.
So when we want something, we go to our phone and then we
Mhm.
can get it. And we somehow think that that works in real life, but it
Right.
doesn't. It doesn't work like that. Like, you could meet somebody anywhere and you can't pick it as if, like I said, you're ordering your thing online on whatever app. You're picking the moment, right?
Mhm.
You can't pick the moment in real life.
Yeah.
It happens or it doesn't. And if you stay unavailable all the time, when are you going to meet somebody?
No, exactly. And I do have a problem with too approachable of a face, because
You
I
do have a
I have a
very
bit of a problem.
open, smiley face.
And it's gotten me not in trouble, but I think there's just like when I don't want to speak to someone, people will come up to me anyways.
Yes.
And I'm very nice about it typically. I don't think I've ever had like a weird mean thing unless it's like someone being rude to me
Mhm.
or like someone being too pushy or something like that. Then I get a little fuck offy back.
Fuck offy.
Yeah, fuck offy. Like,
Okay.
fuck off. But so also this happened to me the other week when I literally got picked up in a grocery store.
Yeah, which everyone has to go to. So it's a
Everyone
good
has to go
place.
to. And it was actually so cute. And I'll tell the story really quick. So I'm just going. I have my little cart. I'm going to get my things. I really like sparkling water in glass bottles.
Yes.
It's like a thing. It's nice. It's a nice thing to open, and then you don't feel bad about throwing so much plastic out. So I go try to get my sparkling water, and I see this really cute guy, and I see him in the same aisle as me. The sparkling water I want is on the top shelf, all the way at the back because everyone's taken them or whatever. And the really cute guy, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, I can't reach it. And the really cute guy, he goes to another aisle.
Right.
And I'm like, oh fuck. And then I look up and I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not gonna have my sparkling water today. That's fine.
When you're short, you kind of give up.
You have to give up, or you have to climb the aisle,
Yeah.
You have to climb the shelves, which is not safe.
Yeah.
Typically, I usually don't do that unless it's an emergency or something. I don't know. But then I'd go to my left as I'm going to walk away from the aisle, and this other cute guy is like, "Oh, do you need help getting that?" I'm like, "That'd actually be so nice. Do you mind?" And he can't reach it either. And I'm like, "Okay, well, no worries." So he gets me another one, which is beside it, not like my favorite, whatever, not my favorite one, but whatever. He gets me in the other one, and I just say thank you. We have a little bit of banter and whatever. I walk away, and so I'm in another aisle. He finds me in the aisle, and he's brought me the sparkling water that I did want.
Oh,
and
that's so nice.
It was actually just like really sweet and thoughtful and so random. And he asked for my number. Obviously, I gave it to him because he was cute. He's not like my typical type. Like he's, I was gonna say a teen boy. He's not a teen boy. He's just like he's more like my age guy.
Yeah.
Right. But he's very sweet. And so that was that. And we've been texting. It's been really sweet. It's been really nice. And I'm like, this is how people used to meet people.
It is.
This feels so refreshing that like I literally had a nice experience with the opposite sex. He asked for a number. I was happy to give it to him.
Yeah.
Like, wow. It was just so ridiculous.
And you don't know his salary, whether he likes hiking, what he likes to do on a Sunday morning.
I don't know anything about him, and I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, and that when you meet and have the date, there'll be something to talk about.
Yeah.
Because you don't know it all.
And he's like,
in this weird way.
And he's like being so nice, like over text, like he's asking me so many questions. So like, this is just like so how it should be. Like we just stop, and men and women have to stop being so unapproachable and like living our life in such a fast way and like not looking up and like not trying to like speak to people and have nice conversation. Like not everyone's a fucking weirdo. We're actually all just like enjoying our lives.
Well, it's not being afraid. And I do understand because there are a lot of psychos out there, but the point is I'm not entirely sure there are any more psychos than there were before. It's just that we have so much of a view of the world because of living in this online world where we can see everything, that we think at any moment the whoever killer's coming out of we think some weird person.
I think there's way more likelihood that you're going to meet that serial killer online on a dating app than you are in the grocery store when he's asking to, help you out because you can't reach something. Like, it's way more likely that you're going to meet a creep who's like just meeting people off of his phone than if you're meeting them in real life.
No,
right?
It's true. It's true. And I think doing everyday normal things like going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like we kind of all need to do that. So it's like a sort of normal human thing.
And it was nice because I didn't even look my best. And he was still very nice about it.
But what is not your best?
Like I literally wasn't wearing makeup. Literally was not wearing
well,
makeup.
Then there you go.
I know. I was like not wearing
happen?
makeup. I wasn't a cute like little athleisure outfit, I will say. My butt did look great. My tits were nice. But like I wasn't like my normal like put together self.
Glammed up self.
Yeah. So that was nice that like it was just kind of like he still was into it. So that's nice. Now he's seen me at my worst. Now we can get over that.
It's good. Maybe that's the tip, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't always feel like you have to look your best because you might not find the guy.
Yeah. You don't always have to put like this amazingly polished version of yourself forward. I mean, I mean, we get so many comments about this in our social
Mhm.
media about how, all these women, so men
All of
says
the
it like
women,
all
yeah.
women have extensions, have fake nails, have pounds and pounds of makeup,
So crazy.
have Spanx on, have this on, have fake bras and all this kind of stuff. Where actually, I would like to make this point that is not the case. Lots of women don't.
Mhm.
But yeah, that is nice that you can meet like that without like I just think your defenses are down if you're in a in a situation like that that's
Mhm.
normal. You're not so kind of
Ready to meet someone.
yeah, all like prepped and right, I'm going to do
Yeah.
this and say this. It's just more normal, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, it's stressful. I can imagine the dating world is very stressful because,
Yeah, it is.
and there's a lot of stuff where people ghost people or don't turn up or cancel or blah, blah, blah. It's kind of stressful. There's a lot of pressure on this when this is just a normal thing. And I wish more people could meet in normal life, be it in the workplace and in, places like supermarkets or doing some kind of activity, whatever that is, playing tennis, I don't know. Like why the fuck can people not meet?
Yeah.
Like
Well, look,
they're
guys,
not available.
here's a
They're
tip.
shut down.
If you are not even that much taller, I mean like 5'8", and you see a petite girl in the grocery store, 100% she's gonna need something from the top shelf.
Absolutely. That's a very
And
good
you
point.
could be just aware that you might be able to help her. I'm not
Be
saying
aware.
follow her,
Yeah, don't
but
be a nutcase about it. Don't be a
I'm just
lunatic.
saying it's much easier to start a conversation with someone if you're helping them, if you're
Yeah.
assisting them,
Yeah.
if you're already kind of making yourself look available and helpful.
Yeah, but don't be creepy. I mean, the thing
No,
is,
obviously
I
don't be
don't know this
creepy.
guy, and he's probably just a natural person, so
Right.
he doesn't give off the creep dar. And unfortunately, you kind of have that or you don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You have a nice energy about you or you don't.
I think most of the guys who are listening here, I think most of them are just happy, like guys who just want to meet a girl naturally.
Just think it's this. I mean, I think particularly women not being so fucking aggressive. I mean, young women, and I know this is very patronizing, but they just sometimes come across as so aggressive.
Mhm.
Like, chill out.
Yeah,
Chill.
it's a very hard thing because like I see why we're like that, and I will put me in this category because I can be aggressive
Hmm.
when when you feel threatened, and let's say like you feel threatened because you've been feeling threatened for years because you're like, men are just trying to fuck me and they're not trying to have a relationship with me, and so it's like you're just trying to fuck me, like fuck off. Does that make sense?
It completely makes sense.
But I agree, like, we have to chill out and we have to allow guys.
Yeah.
We have to give a guy a chance.
Yeah, we do. And, this thing about, you're defensive because men have tried it on and blah, 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 whether it's you or anyone,
Mm-hmm.
that's nothing new.
Yeah.
This is not new stuff. I just think
Yeah.
it's the response, the, like, kind of, I don't know, like the immediate response, this guy's we could actually be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not fair, is it? And you're just and so on the one hand you're like being all defensive, no, get away from me,
Mhm.
you freak kind of thing. And then on the other hand you want to find a boyfriend. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, well, I trust it more if I, like, know everything about him on my Hinge. And it's like, you should not know, and we've said this before.
Yeah.
You should not know how all of their little itty-bitty details
Yeah.
before you even go on one date with them.
Yeah, and it clouds your judgment.
It's not just
and-
about compatibility. It's about so many other things.
Yeah, and I think you just make such a wrong interpretation of somebody if you like you've looked at the photo, which can be misleading as well.
Absolutely.
And we've said this many times. Somebody can be very, very attractive, but their personality is kind of sour, so it makes them less attractive. Or they can be perhaps not what you think you're looking for, but their personality is great, which makes them attractive. And unless you meet them in real life, you can't see that.
Mhm.
And then this thing I know that men go on about a lot, that women are looking for the 666, the 6-inch penis, the 6-figure salary, and
6 foot. tall.
6 foot, yeah. I had to explain this to
6 foot
somebody.
penis we want, though.
Did I say
I think you said 6 foot penis.
6
6
inches?
inches.
Jesus Christ.
Who doesn't want a 6-footer?
Def-
Woo!
That's very funny. I was explaining this to somebody in their 80s the other day. And
In their
yeah,
80s?
they're like, I want to know, what does it mean? And they were like, they honestly couldn't get off the floor. They were just laughing. Oh,
that's
my
so
God.
funny.
Is this what young women want? I'm like, well, I don't know. But anyway,
It's so funny.
but like this obsession with a kind of perfect scenario, which isn't life.
Well, isn't it
But-
funny, yeah, that we just like, we don't care about their, in that 666, we don't care about their personalities.
It's just bizarre. It's bizarre. Like you could be, an absolute fucking turd.
Yeah.
But you'll have him if he has. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's the same for men wanting women. Like, oh, she can look like whoever. I can never think of anybody, but whoever's very attractive in the world.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There you go. But you're not worried about all the other part, like
Right.
whether she's a nice person, whether she's fun to hang out with, all these things. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, it goes back to this thing of chemistry. And chemistry isn't a perfect science, is it?
Mhm.
It's just you find somebody attractive for a multitude of reasons, and it may not just be. Well, it often isn't just the physical and the way they are. Like this guy was warm and kind of nice to you.
Well, the fact that, like, I didn't give him my number at the start,
Yes.
right? I wasn't just like, oh, my number.
Yeah.
The fact that he went out of his way,
tried.
the fact that he went out of his
Yeah.
way, he noticed what I was looking for, got, I'm assuming, a worker to go get them for me
Yeah.
because he couldn't reach them
Yeah.
either, right? So, and then he brought them to
He
me.
made an effort.
He made an effort, and it wasn't a huge gesture,
It was sweet.
but I was like more than happy to give him my number at that.
It was just nice.
It was just so nice.
It was just nice, and more than anything, just like a human interaction
Yeah.
that we all are craving so desperately and finding so very difficult.
Yeah.
And I do think we're talking about this from the female perspective. Is women are extremely defensive,
Mhm.
are very aggressive as well, like defensive as in get away from me. They give it off,
Mhm.
and they're just aggressive in every interaction. Just like stop.
Well, here's the other thing
know?
about the men trying to pick up women in, like, let's just say the grocery store because we're
Yeah.
talking about it. But like, this guy also didn't look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is a problem, I think, with men not putting in effort.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
that this guy was like,
You mean physical
going
effort? Yeah.
just like clothing
Looking
wise,
decent.
looking like you could get a haircut, like, or you
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like taking care of yourself, effort, putting an actual outfit together. Not saying like you're going, to the Met Gala, or I don't know where
No, I
men
know,
go.
but like
You know what I mean?
You've had a shower, you smell okay.
Exactly. Like if
You-
you're actually going to try to pick up women on the street or in a grocery store,
Yeah.
in a public place,
Yeah.
in a coffee shop, in a bar, you have to make sure that you look like safe to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other point about this is not to take this too seriously and not to be too like intense about it. Like not go
Yes.
like it's like outright, I'm out on the hunt tonight. I'm going, you know what I mean? It's like just be open to the possibility in interactions in your life
Mm.
that you might meet somebody.
Wouldn't that
And
be
that's
nice?
the same for women and for men. So therefore, for the most part, when you go out into the world, look half decent.
Mm.
Have a shower. Don't wear Crocs and socks.
The bare minimum.
Or slides and
The
socks.
bare minimum.
Wear a t-shirt with shit that not stuff all down it. Like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Brush your hair. Have a nice haircut. Have just minimal skincare.
And smile.
And smile. Brush your teeth. That helps.
Sorry, here's a checklist of Mel's checklist.
all these things.
No, I
right?
agree.
But,
Absolutely.
it's
And they're not that big. They're not the biggest things in the world.
Go into the world. When you go into the world, and people tease me a lot, and I'm obviously not dating, and I'm obviously 1,000 years old. But when I go out into the world,
Yeah.
I've always had a shower, put my makeup on. I mean, I literally, if I go up the street, and I realize perhaps people think I'm a bit of a maniac, but for me, it's like how I want to present myself in the world.
Mhm.
And I always find that if I've gone out on the very rare occasion and haven't like made too much of an effort, like not put makeup, and I mean not put makeup on or whatever, that you always bump into the person
Always.
you do not want to bump into.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
So I always like, if I'm going on a walk on a Saturday morning, I'm obviously not wearing a ball gown, but I have some kind of makeup on. I've had a shower. I've got some perfume on. I've made some kind of effort.
Yeah.
I mean, there are levels of effort.
Of course.
I'm obviously not going to go for a walk around the neighborhood wearing, a three-piece suit and
Yeah.
my hair all curled and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that whenever you go out into the world,
You're presenting that
I'm
self.
presenting,
Yeah.
something that I'm happy for the world to see me like that. And obviously, if I'm going out for dinner or I'm going to an event, you look one way
Mhm.
as a woman, and if you're going to the gym or just to the store or whatever, you may look another way. But don't make that be so extreme. Like some people in the supermarket, and this is a very North American thing, they look like and I think they are in their pajamas.
Yes.
And I find it gross.
No,
I mean, it does not
absolutely.
happen in Europe. It happens a bit in the UK. We're much scruffier.
Yes.
We're not the most beautiful people. I'll take that. But it does never happen. It's like you're never
Yeah.
in France or in Italy or in Spain and there's somebody in their fucking pajamas in the supermarket.
Well, you don't even wear sweatpants and
A little bit more. And when I was younger and I
Right.
grew up in it and I spent a lot of time in a place like Italy and France. No. I mean, you did not go out
Yeah.
in sweatpants. I mean, obviously that's a bit different now because that's kind of the
the
fashion.
athleisure
But
stuff.
people
Yeah.
have makeup. Women they look
You
good.
look presentable.
Yeah, I mean, like in Spain, you go to the supermarket, of which I do a lot because I spend a lot of time in Spain, and everyone looks great.
Mhm.
Old people look great, young people, everyone looks great.
Well, that's the thing about like how
We make
to
an effort.
how to be approachable.
Yeah,
You have to look nice.
nice,
Not just
And-
look, have a smile.
smile,
Just have
yeah.
a smile.
open.
An open smile.
If you
light,
want.
smile with your eyes.
Yeah,
you,
which
you heard that?
you're good at.
I-
I'm not.
Why? It's a thing though.
It's a thing.
It's
It
you and
depends.
you aren't. You are and you
Yeah,
ain't.
when I want,
you are and you aren't.
I'm very warm to people that I like,
Yeah.
and when I want, I'm very open.
Right.
But I'm not in the dating game, Susie.
Yeah, and
I
I'll
don't
tell
want
you.
people to come up to me.
I'll tell you, it's tough. And I do see a lot of women who don't look great a lot of the time,
Yes.
and they wonder why they're single. It's like
No, you're
you
absolutely
have to,
right.
You have to be approachable, and you
Yeah.
have to look nice. If this is the first time you're going to meet a guy,
Yeah.
or you're just, and this is like a whole other thing where it's like you don't know who you're going to meet, and like you're saying, like when you look like absolute garbage, you meet the
Always
person.
meet
You always meet
somebody
the person you
haven't
don't want to
seen
see.
for 10 years. Or
Yeah,
something.
or
You're
like
oh,
you meet
great.
like your worst enemy, and you're
Yeah,
like you look like
exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
But this is like for me, I'm like I treat everyone like you know how they say like treat the janitor like you would treat the CEO.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I always hold the door for people. I always just like try to be so nice to them, even if they're trying to pick me up and I'm not interested. I'm not like mean about it.
Mm.
And it's also like just looking nice and acting nice. You don't have to be. Not
Yeah.
everyone is out to get you. I think that's what a lot of people's mentalities are in the city,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
And it's like just
Aggressive.
be kind. Be
Yeah.
kind, and kindness will come back to you.
Yeah. I
Which
mean,
sounds crazy, but it's
it
true.
does. I mean, we have to caveat this by you might also get some lunatics coming up to you, and
I get
but-
lunatics
but
coming up to
yeah,
me all the time,
you
but like it
just
doesn't
have to. If you are dating,
Yeah.
and whether you are a man or a woman, and you are looking, or let's put it this way, you're looking for a partner.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be more open
Mm-hmm.
to where you're going to meet that person.
Yeah.
And you do have to be presentable. If I go to the supermarket, which I don't do, wearing my pajamas, which I have never done,
Mm-hmm.
not having a shower, which I've never done, nobody gives a shit. I'm not trying to meet anybody.
Yeah.
But if you are trying to meet somebody, it's a bit like, never say no unless you're like not feeling well to social events. Even if you're, in business and, you're like, oh God, I really don't want to go to this. It'll always be the event where you
Mhm.
meet the best business contacts.
Yeah.
Like you've just got to be open to
Yeah.
it. Even if you don't want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
go and you'll meet somebody. But I think people are very, very closed off.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things is that, and again, talk about the generational divide. When I was in my 20s and 30s, we had to go out. There was nothing to do.
You're not meeting people online. There's no
Like,
online. There's no
imagine.
online.
Mind-blowing, right? There was no
There's
internet.
no online, yeah.
When I was in my when I first met my husband, so 24, 25, that's early, when the people starting to use a bit of email and like the beginnings of the internet, but there was none of this, right? You had to go to shit. Like, I mean, if you wanted to meet somebody and the equivalent was like speed dating, when they'd go to these events. Have you ever heard of that? And you'd move around
Oh,
the
yeah,
room.
of course. Yeah.
But like you had to go to things to meet people. There was no other way.
Mhm.
But even I don't mean just that, like sitting in your house. Well, especially in Europe, in England we had like 4 fucking television channels. Like, what are you gonna do at home? You can watch so many videos. Like we used to have stick them in the box,
Yeah,
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah.
Yes, of
But
course.
this idea of sitting at home, ordering your food, which is so
You
convenient.
order everything off
Everything
your
is
phone.
so convenient today, and you could sit in the same chair, not move a nano inch, and you can get,
Yeah, and then
Chinese
people wonder why they're
food, sushi.
depressed.
Yeah, and you don't have to move. Whereas in older people, in the olden times, I heard a young person say this the other day. I absolutely fell off my chair. The olden times, that we had to go outside because there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
We couldn't order anything. I mean, when I was a young kid, oh my God, I'm going to shut up in a minute. But when I was young, takeout in England, you had to go to the takeout place to pick it up to bring it home.
I remember that too.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean?
In
bring
the
it to
olden
my-
times when I was a child as well.
bring it to my house. Even to get takeout, you had to leave your
Right.
house. You had to leave your house. So the possibility of meeting people.
Yeah,
at
unless it was
any-
pizza or Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or in England, Indian food.
Right.
But it's like you had to always interact.
Yeah.
You don't even have to interact today to get your groceries delivered.
No, there's some days, and like this happens to me too. I won't talk to one single person.
Yeah.
Because I work from home.
Yeah.
And I have my dog most days.
Yeah.
Or he's with my ex, but like I literally won't talk to one single person if I don't see someone I know, like on the street, or if I don't like, and that's horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sure because we live in a city, right, where it's like it's so easy to like go out and go see people and whatever if I wanted to. But the people who are not living in a city, who it's actually like you don't see people on a weekly basis even. You could just sit in your house or go to the grocery store and not talk to someone, go back to your house,
Oh,
like and
Never
not
see
talk to people
anybody.
for like weeks, which is so terrifying.
Which is terrifying. And it is terrifying.
So crazy.
The ways of meeting people, unless you like basically put yourself outside your comfort zone.
Mhm.
If you are trying to meet somebody, you've got to get into the world. You've got to go to that drinks party or that event or that thing. You're thinking, oh God, I can't be asked.
Mhm.
But you've got to go.
I do also like I always have huge FOMO if I mean, but this is me. Some people like do not want to go out and do anything and see people. I get
Yeah.
huge FOMO if I like
If you don't go.
if I don't go and I'm like, oh fuck, I fucking should just go because I've put this in my brain. I'm like, there is that one time where you go meet someone and you're, you know what I mean? Like where it's like perfect and you should have, like, and it's always that one fucking time.
Of course.
And it's just, yeah. So just always take the opportunity if you can. If you don't feel like shit, if you just put on a nice shirt and go out there.
Yeah, and a little bit of, I hate the word self-care because men like a little bit of, what's the word? It's not scaping, manscaping because that's down there. Like just tidy up a bit.
Yeah, I told you about the date I had with
Yeah.
bad, like, not bad
Flaky
skin. It
skin.
was flaky skin, dude.
No,
Put some moisturizer on.
it's not hard. I mean, you can get really cheap
This
stuff.
isn't like, Jesus
You
Christ.
don't have to have steps. You could just get moisturizer.
Just
Buy
look,
CeraVe, for goodness sake.
just look at yourself in the mirror and
Yeah,
go,
look in the mirror.
what's one thing I could
Yeah.
work on today?
And the other thing is if you have eyebrows where you've got hairs,
Oh my
please pluck
God.
them. Or just
Trim
go and
them.
ask a woman that you know. Or when you're at the hairdresser getting that haircut,
Right.
get the hairdresser.
They usually do.
they'll trim
And the
your
ears
eyebrows.
too, guys.
Oh my God. And
The
okay,
ears.
While I'm on this subject, and this is particularly directed at older men who are trying to date, especially if you're
Yeah,
tall.
and they don't know it's there. They don't know their ears look like that.
Oh, it's not theirs.
Okay,
And-
sorry.
and
Oh, their
especially-
nose.
Their nose. Especially if they're tall and you trying to date younger women, please wax your nostrils.
Yeah, the hairdresser
Yeah.
will usually do it.
Oh yeah, or I have. I mean, I nobody can obviously see my nostrils because I'm so short, but I have my nostrils waxed.
Wow.
I love it because you feel so breezy and clean.
Wow, breezy.
It's amazing. But men, older men, if you're an older man
Mhm.
and you're trying
So
to date,
funny.
please, for the love of God, do something about your nostril
Yeah.
hair. The easiest way to get rid of it is waxing it.
Yeah,
So
wax it is
So
way
when you're
better.
having your manscaping done, you're trimming up, getting ready for your date down below, and you're doing your back. Please do your back. It's very off-putting. Do your ears and your nose. They won't mind. But do it all.
Go to a professional. They love it.
all.
Give them a
But
good tip.
please, especially if you're tall and a woman is shorter than
So
you,
funny.
they can look up and see your nose hair. And actually, this
They
happened to
can.
me the other day. It wasn't a date. It's just somebody I know, and they're very tall. And I was like, oh my God, you need to do something. But of course, I didn't say.
What are you going to say?
What am I going to say? Go and get your nostrils waxed. But anyway, please do that.
It's just like you should see the shit that we go through to look good for you.
Yeah, and
This is the bare minimum.
And also, it's socially acceptable now. for
Hugely
men
social.
to
It should
do,
be.
to do stuff. And it really can be. It's such a bare minimum compared to most women. Just go and do it. And you will exponentially, turbo boost your ability to date.
Wow,
You
turbo
will.
boost.
Do you
I
like that?
love
But it's true though, isn't it?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
just a little bit. And it's not like weird. Nobody will think you're weird. Just go and get these things done.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
gone
go and get
completely
your
off track.
no,
Why am
it's
I
fine.
talking
Go
about
get
this?
your back lasered or
Oh,
something.
please just do your back. Please. You cannot date women with hair on your back.
Well, like
Don't.
too much hair. I actually don't mind a little like scruff, but like
Oh,
it's too much. Look, Mel, we all have different tastes and preferences.
okay.
Like some men love a minge, love a bushy minge.
They do love a bushy minge, yeah.
That was my British word of the day
I know,
today.
that's very good. Susie told me this morning, earlier on today, that I have to use more Britishisms.
Yeah, British.
And I talk myself out of it because I live in Canada.
and people don't know what you're
and
saying.
people have no idea what I'm saying. And for the most
That
part,
sounds so
people
cute though to me.
don't have. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of funny terms. It's the way we speak, though.
We'll have to go
which
through it.
We'll
one
have
day.
to do it one day.
Do you have anything more to say about the picking up of women or men? Ladies, go pick up men too. By the way.
Oh yeah,
we didn't even cover that.
So yes, I do. Women who are a little bit forward and make the effort.
Yes.
Oh, that was my comment. So
There we go.
That's my train of thought. When you're in a relationship, you have to make an effort, right? You are not going to have a successful relationship unless you, and I hate this term, I've said that many times, work at it, but put effort, do something like,
Yeah.
It's the same for dating. If you're going to meet somebody, you've got to put some effort in. And that is whether it's your kind of appearance, polishing up a bit, or being open and available. But that is all effort. If you want to meet somebody, you're going to have to make some effort. If you want to maintain your relationship, you have to make some effort. That's my comment. I wanted to add that bit in.
Love
Is
that.
That's a very good piece of advice, because whether you're in the relationship or trying to get a relationship, it is not going to work unless you put effort in. And effort is on many levels, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's looking at your way you present yourself, but not physical appearance is that's a harsh thing to say, but the way you present yourself, right?
Yeah, there's someone for everyone. You don't have to be a fucking Victoria's Secret model.
Absolutely not.
It's totally
and
fine.
then just your attitude. Have a can-do, positive, fun attitude. Smiley.
We already said
And
that.
people.
But the
will love
women
it.
who are trying to pick up, or like maybe the women are like, okay, well, I'm not being approached, so I'm going to start doing the approaching.
Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for that.
Huge respect.
But I think, please, because this happens to we were talking about this earlier, it happens to my husband a lot.
Oh,
Women come up to
yes.
him and he has a wedding ring on, everyone. Do you know? And I
Ladies.
do understand that, a lot of women do feel that any man is fair game. But look, let me tell you, you do not want to be getting involved with a married man, because then there's all the other shit you got to deal with.
Yeah, he's probably has kids.
Just diminish the potential for this
wife.
to be fuckery. And don't, and I
fuckery.
don't mean as in fucking, I mean fuckery as in problems.
baggage.
So if you're approaching men, I really would suggest you don't approach married men.
Okay, there is actually this one thing that
And not my husband. No, it's all right. I actually think it's quite funny.
he's so secure. You guys are so secure. A woman comes up to him and he's like, no. Wait, what happened? Can you tell the story? 'Cause it's actually really funny.
So he's in Kensington Market in one of it's like a butcher, meat shop. in
Yeah,
Kensington
a
Market.
butcher. Yeah, that's
butcher,
good.
yeah,
babe.
hello.
Yeah, you
Hello,
don't go any
meat shop.
shopping.
I don't shop. I don't
shopping.
buy any food. Anyway, and my husband's like a very good cook, and he knows about meat, and he knows about it. And he's with his friend, and his friend's asking him what kind of steak he should buy. And Max is like, well, this steak is for this, and this comes from this part of the I mean, he really does know his stuff, and he loves to cook. And he's going on, and then his friend walks away, and this woman, he says, who's probably in her 30s, quite attractive, comes up to him and says, sugaling her bosoms, oh, you seem to know a lot about meat, don't you? And knowing my husband, who has a big personality, and this is just, he's just like, oh, here we go. And and then he says, yes, I do, because he knows what she's doing. He's not a fool. And then he goes, yes, I do actually know a lot about meat. And then she says, well, and do you know how to cook it? And he's like, yes, I do. And she said, would you like to come round to my place anytime to cook it? And he's like, nope. And and she says to him, and I'm sorry, and if you are this woman,
she's listening.
I commend you for your being forward.
We're laughing because it's Mel's husband.
Yeah,
we're not laughing at this
no,
woman.
but not to married
clear.
men. He very clearly has a wedding ring.
Yeah.
On. So that is the and she obviously doesn't know what his personality's like.
Right.
But and then she's like, well, you could take my number and maybe, and he's like,
no.
nope. He said, thanks very much. But he also
he's very nice.
He wasn't
though.
mean.
He is
He's
nice
like,
about
thanks
it.
very much.
Yeah.
But no.
It is funny though.
And women do that, or like you're at the hockey games or stuff like that. And something happened recently where maybe it was a while ago, it was baseball. I don't know, it was one kind of sports thing. And there's a woman, what do you call it? Like selling beer, like what do you call it?
Yeah, the
like
beer
a
woman.
stand. Yeah, the beer woman. And she's selling beer, and she says to him, if you ever need somebody to show you around, and he's with one of his friends, and this is one of his oldest friends, so he just oh no, this is my husband. And he
Oh my god!
And he pretended to be gay, which
I love Max pretending to be gay. It's my favorite.
And so she was like, oh, okay, no problem. But he actually did that for her to make her feel like there's no chance because
like no rejection
because I'm gay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite funny. Why am I telling you?
Because I wanted you to tell the story about the women picking up Max.
Yes. And there's the peanut butter lady.
I love that.
And I was actually standing there.
Right, there's a girl who's like put peanut butter all over my vagina, or what did she say?
Well, she might as well have said that. I mean, he was looking at peanut butter, and I guess I was to the side.
Right.
And then she comes up to, and again, it's always the boob jiggle. The boob, and she's like, she does the boob jiggle, and he's literally in, where were we? Shoppers Drug Mart, so it's super sexy. And he's taking down the peanut butter, and she's like, oh no, don't get that one. That is not the best peanut butter. And then because, he can't help himself. He's just like, oh, really? So what is the best peanut butter? And they have this whole conversation, and then she sort of does the same thing, and he's like, thanks, but no thanks.
Oh my
and off he goes.
At least he's nice about it,
But
though.
he has a very open, friendly
He has a face like me.
Yeah.
He's
he
nice,
really
he's
does.
open, he's approachable.
And he always jokes with people.
Yeah.
And women love it.
Yeah.
Like they love
We love
men.
the humor. We love the joking.
I think it's actually the fact that you don't take yourself terribly seriously.
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
it too.
just chill kind of person, which sounds like your bottled water guy. Your bubbly water guy. We'll call him bubbly water guy. It's like you're not taking yourself seriously. You're a nice guy, and you're just like not too intense. And women love it. So that's a top tip.
Well, so there is this thing that happened when I was in Mexico. This happened sort of by accident, and I thought it would be a really great pickup thing for some. You can do this for men or women. Okay,
go on then.
So you're in a bar, let's say, a restaurant, and you're at a table with, let's say you're with a friend, and you see a cute girl or a couple girls or a group of guys or whatever.
Yeah.
And you send them drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You send them whatever, round of shots or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get the drinks, and then obviously the waiter's going to tell them that it's from you.
Yeah.
And then you have to go up to the table and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was for my other friend, but they left already. And so you're going to start the conversation that way.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Because this literally happened to us in Mexico. Me and who the guy I was with, we sent drinks to our table of friends.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, and then they left because they didn't know they were bringing the shots
I
to
see.
them.
Yeah.
And then they sent the waiter sat at this random table of
Oh
family,
my
like
God.
a family table.
Oh my God. That's funny.
And they had to do the shots. But
Oh, that's
this
hilarious.
literally could work
It could.
if you do it in the best, if you do it in the right
could.
way.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But like obviously enjoy the drinks.
Yeah. And then
They're
start.
on me. And then he starts a conversation.
Yeah. But you have
know
to
what I
be
mean?
good at conversation. And lots of people aren't.
Well, yeah. I mean, but this is
So-
just the intro, right?
Yeah.
I'm giving you the intro, guys.
You are.
I'm giving you the
Yeah.
intro. This is a great way to do it. You've already bought them a drink. They're going to think it's by accident, sort of. And then, you take it from there.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
It's a friendly way to start a conversation where you're kind of just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to buy you guys drinks, but this is
Hey,
my
let's
friend.
have a
But
drink
yeah,
anyway.
but like enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look generous and you look kind and you look nice.
And then you can have a laugh.
And then you can laugh. Oh, it's so funny. I'm so sorry. That's just like so
And-
meant to be that this happened.
And then when you've gone on a couple of dates, you can tell them the truth and then have
Exactly.
another laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Heard of Share My Truth podcast. Let's watch it. Anything else, love?
I think for now that's it.
Yeah. I want to hear if you guys have any other pickup stories.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys get picked up by your partner that you're with, or what's a horrible pickup story that someone tried to do on you?
Yeah, there's tons.
I'm sure
out
there's some
there.
horror
People-
stories out there for the pickups,
some
but
horrible
I'm sure there's some
experiences.
really good ones. Now you guys are married 10 years down the line or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or maybe some pickup tips.
Yes. Anything.
If you have some tips,
I think
we'd
we-
love to know.
Let's share.
Let's share. And you guys can go to Share My Truth Pod, or you guys can DM us on any of our socials, or you can go to sharemytruth.com, or you can send us an email, send us a voicemail. We want to hear from you.
We do. Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.